The US just implemented some pretty large tariffs on its largest trading partners. A 25% tariff will go on all Canadian imports except for, energy, which is a 10% tariff. There's a 25% tariffs coming on all Mexican imports, and there is a 20% tariff incoming on all Chinese imports. So why is the United States putting these tariffs on these countries? Well, they're citing things like fentanyl issues, and even though this seems to be an issue with Mexico, where 21,000 pounds of fentanyl was seized at the border, in Canada the total amount equated to 34 pounds, essentially a number that could fit in a small box, and the year before it was just 1.6 pounds. So the United States tariffs on Canada almost certainly are not from fentanyl, and in all likelihood these tariffs on Canada are being used simply as leverage to get things like a better trade deal. But right now, immediately, Canada has retaliated with a 25% tariff on $155 billion worth of US goods. And these retaliatory tariffs that Canada is doing are specifically targeted towards everyday American exports. Things like orange juice, peanut butter, wine, spirits, beer, household appliances, and paper products. The Ontario Premier, Doug Ford, also threatened to cut off electricity to the United States that it supplies. So that's right, instead of both countries cooperating to do things like, make people's lives better or fix supply chain issues or inflation, they've decided to economically punch each other in the face. So what does this mean for the average person? Well, things are about to get more expensive. The United States imports 40% of its produce from Mexico, and with a 25% tariff, that means that your avocados, your berries, and beef are now becoming luxury items. Canada supplies tons of wheat, dairy, and seafood to the US, which means bread, cheese, and fish are all gonna get jacked up in price. And the retaliatory tariffs from Canadians means that tons of everyday items, as mentioned earlier, are going to increase in price. Now, secondly, Canada is the largest foreign supplier of oil to the United States. And even though that tariff is only at 10% right now, that still means prices at the pump are going to increase in the United States. You see, US refiners can't just magically replace Canadian crude oil overnight. The entire infrastructure, especially in the northern parts of the United States, is set up to take in Canadian oil. So you can expect for gas prices to increase in some parts of the United States to jump by about $1 per gallon in the coming months. And this just won't make gas more expensive in those areas, it'll make kind of everything more expensive in those areas because everything revolves around oil and gas. Speaking of oil and gas, car prices are expected to jump quite a lot. Canada and Mexico supply a huge chunk of America's car parts. With 25% tariffs, auto analysts predict car prices could rise between $3,000 and $5,000. Used car prices, which are already up 40% since 2019, will continue to skyrocket. And that 2015 Toyota Corolla that you were hoping to trade in, well, congratulations, you're going to be driving that into the ground. And pretty much everything you buy, especially if you're in Canada or the United States, will be going up in price. Now, in the immediate aftermath, you can actually expect a lot of job losses as well. Experts estimate that the United States will lose up to 400,000 jobs because of these tariffs. Canada could potentially lose over 500,000 jobs from these tariffs, with the hardest hit industries being manufacturing, retail, and agriculture. Virtually every single economist that has gone over these tariffs will say that these tariffs will actually create more job losses than jobs created. But here's where things start to get really scary. Canada is already on the verge of an economic disaster. Household debt is at an all-time high, where the average Canadian owes a hefty $1.85 for every $1 they earn. Mortgage rates have doubled, and 1 in 4 homeowners are at risk of default. The country is basically in a lost decade right now, and the cost of living is still drastically high where wages have not kept up. You see, Canada needed trade with the United States to keep its economy afloat. And instead, these tariffs could push it into a full-blown recession or even a depression. And the US economy isn't exactly thriving either. Even though some of the GDP numbers look pretty decent, the middle class is shrinking with wages stagnating. Housing costs have skyrocketed, making home ownership a fantasy for millions. The national debt is at a record high, which is $36 trillion and climbing. And with all of these problems, adding a trade war on top of this kind of economic mess is like tossing a lit match into a fireworks factory. Things could get a little bit exciting, to say the very least. You see, a lot of people don't realize how fragile the North American economy is right now. Canada is already one financial crisis away from a potential collapse, and the United States isn't as strong as it used to be. If these tariffs drag on, they could tip both economies over the edge. And in fact, this has happened before, specifically with tariffs. And if things go really wrong, this won't just be a United States or Canada problem. It will be the entire world's problem. In 1930, the US was dealing with its economic downturn after the Wall Street crash of October of 1929. So, Congress passed the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, a law that slapped massive tariffs on imports to protect American jobs in hopes of eventually growing the American economy. However, instead of fixing the American economy, it essentially triggered a worldwide economic collapse. Global trade plummeted by 65%, unemployment in the United States tripled, banks collapsed, countries retaliated with their own tariffs, making everything worse, and the Great Depression dragged on for a decade. And here's a fact that you might not know. The Wall Street crash of 1929 in the United States actually didn't increase unemployment, or at least not that much. The Wall Street crash happened again in October of 1929, where unemployment was around 2 or 3%. However, by July of 1930, unemployment was only at about 4%. However, after the Smoot-Hawley Act passed, the already faltering American economy really collapsed. Within months, unemployment rose to 10%, and then over the next few years rose to 25%. You see, the Smoot-Hawley Act really is what pushed the Great Depression over the edge for the entire world, where international trade just collapsed. And what percent raise were the tariffs, do you ask? Well, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act raised tariffs from 38% to 60%, essentially 22% increase. The tariffs today, 25% increase. So here we are almost 100 years later doing the same thing all over again. You see, tariffs aren't just a tax on foreign goods, they create a giant chain reaction of economic destruction. You see, step one is prices go up. Tariffs just make everything more expensive, meaning things like inflation will tick higher and higher. Consumers will often spend less as well because wages will not rise as fast as the cost of goods. Step two is companies start collapsing. Businesses rely on cheap supply chains to survive, so when tariffs make materials more expensive, companies have three choices. They raise prices, they eat the costs, or they lay off workers. Step 3 is global trade eventually tanks. As countries around the world do their retaliatory tariffs on the US, American exports will get more expensive abroad, so they will stop buying things from the US as well. So as a whole, global trade volume shrinks, slowing down every single economy. And the last step, which may or may not happen depending on the state of every country, is markets will panic and recessions hit. Investors start freaking out over slower economic growth. The stock markets could crash. Banks could tighten credit because businesses are collapsing left and right. And boom, all of a sudden, we have a big recession or a depression. So here's what that could actually look like with these tariffs. A lot of economists think that the US GDP could shrink by 1 to 2% from these tariffs per year. Job losses could start small at 400,000, but then potentially explode to past 2 million as the trade war drags on. The middle class in the United States collapses further because everything costs more, but wages don't rise. And because of these things, the housing market could also take a hit and potentially trigger a larger financial crisis. In Canada, the GDP could drop by 3 to 4%, putting Canada into its worst recession in potentially 50 to 100 years. Over 500,000 jobs from Canada could vanish, which would trigger a giant unemployment crisis in the country. Some economists think that this might actually burst the housing bubble. However, as any of my subscribers on the channel know, Canada would rather devalue its own currency into the ground and watch the country burn rather than having real estate come down in price. But also, investors have already been leaving Canada in droves, over the last few years, and this would just exacerbate that, meaning that more money will just keep leaving Canada. Globally, Europe would see its economy slow down as well as trade shrinks. China, already struggling with its own economic problems, would enter a deeper slowdown. Oil and commodity prices could plummet as demand collapses, and banks with exposure to trade-dependent businesses would start failing. You see, at this point, it would no longer just be a US and Canada problem, it would hit the whole world. On top of that, one of the bigger risks as well is that this trade war could permanently shift global economic power. Right now, the US dollar dominates global trade, but if tariffs wreck North American trade, other countries might start looking for some new partners. China, the EU, and emerging markets could form new trade alliances that cut out the United States entirely. And as we are starting to see, countries may keep moving away from the US dollar in trade, especially for energy. And if confidence in the US financial stability keeps dropping like it already is, we could see a weaker US dollar, higher interest rates, and capital flight. Basically, these tariffs could do a lot of long-term damage to America's global economic dominance. However, one thing that I really want to talk about is the probability of this potentially starting the global economic collapse. You see, a lot of economists think these tariffs are just somewhat minor, and they won't really affect the United States or the world that much. And yes, I used an example earlier about how tariffs could just catapult the world into an international trade war and a depression. But that was 100 years ago. Something so minor like a minor tariff wouldn't just completely destroy the world economy, right? Well, let's take a more recent example. For example, from 2004 to 2007, the United States kept slightly raising interest rates, and no one really batted an eye. However, what the people in the United States and the world didn't know was that the entire financial system was teetering on collapse from subprime mortgages. And slightly raising interest rates in a way that no one really thought about revealed the faults in the entire world financial system and started the global financial crisis of 2008. So maybe this time around, the tariffs are the starter that reveal a broader economic problem. In fact, I may have found a few issues that the public has never heard of that are raising a ton of red flags for me, but for sure those will be their own separate videos, so hit the notification bell if you want to see those soon. But here are the 3 potential outcomes for the tariffs. The best case scenario is the trade war just fizzles out, political pressure forces leaders to back off, a new trade deal replaces the tariffs before long-term damage is done, and after some minor damage to the economy, everything kind of goes back to normal over the next few months. The next scenario is harsher, especially for Canada. In this scenario, the tariffs stay in place but don't really escalate. A deep recession hits Canada hard and potentially affects the United States as well. The stock market might slowly go down between 2 and 20%, and some governments, especially Canada, might implement some stimulus programs like they did with COVID. However, the worst case scenario is that the international trade war escalates. Global trade drops between 20 and 40% over the next few years. The stock market might actually crash between 30 and 50%. Unemployment soars, banks fail, and potentially there might be more government bailouts. And the entire world enters another Great Depression. However, there is one thing to note, is that if trade wars typically are not resolved within a few months after they start, they typically take years to resolve. The Smoot-Hawley Act wasn't reversed for many years, and previous United States tariffs, especially on places like China, have just stayed in place for nearly a decade. So if history repeats itself, this won't just be another bad trade dispute, it could be the start of a global financial crisis. So be prepared, because if the wrong dominoes fall, this might not just be the Smoot-Hawley Act 2.0, this could be the day, today, that the entire world economy changes forever. And if you liked this video and are interested in becoming a YouTuber like myself, I do have my YouTube Creator Academy link down below. So make sure to check that out, and I'll see you guys in my next video in just a few seconds.